is our vendor this evening, Bill Meredith. Bill is a fellow that I've enjoyed meeting at our conventions and symposiums. He's been in the vendor business since 1997. Started out with a group called South Park Fine Scale, and he's one of the early guys that I've met, focusing on etched and cast brass locomotive kits in both SN3 and ON3. Then he joined Cimarron Works with Robert Steers and Doug Junda in 2002, and that group stayed together up through 2010. And then he worked with Doug and Robert again in the Leadville shops, focusing on laser cut wood and etched brass rolling stock kits. And then 2018, he struck out on his own and has been working on laser cut wood kits and custom building in his company called Leadville Designs. So Bill's going to share with us tonight how he does things and some of the things that he's got in the planning stage. So Bill, take it away.
Well, thank you, Russ. I hope everybody can hear me okay. Welcome everybody. Good to be back. Really looking forward to St. Louis. Hope to see everybody there. It should be a really good time. I'm looking forward to some catching up with everybody and having some good barbecue. This is just an update of where we're at or where I'm at today. So in the last year or so, I've been working on moving to a dedicated shop. So I'm now officially moved in, and everything is now consolidated. The lasers, all the tools are up here. People are looking for the updates or where their kits are that they've ordered, and I really appreciate that. The etchings, so I usually do one large order of etchings every year, and we had some problems with this one. So this was my fault, but it's better to catch them before things get too far. But everything's been pushed out by a few weeks. I am expecting to ship all the orders at the latest by the middle of August. I'm in well positioned to do that. I'm just I've got the etchings I just checked like 2 minutes ago, and FedEx has them somewhere out of Toronto. So they should be here either tomorrow or the day after. That's nothing ever goes as planned, but once they're in, then I can finish off the final designs, and the rest is kind of gravy. So upcoming releases in the next month. So what I'm planning for in time for St. Louis is the first kit is the Florence and Cripple Creek Golden Circle dump car. This is a really funky car. It's kind of hard to describe, but it's a drop bottom gone, ran the Florence and Cripple Creek and the Golden Circle, and then an iteration or a revision went on to the Montana Southern. Very unique car. I don't think anybody's ever done a kit of it. I know Bob Steers did some beautiful scratch built models. So I had some wonderful help and assistance from John Robinson, who did the drawings, I think 60 years ago. So John volunteered, sent me some sketches that he had done and some pictures that he had taken in Montana of the cars. Very funky cars. The next kit is for the Denver, Leadville, and Gunnison / CNS 912 / 089 business car. It was started as a 26-foot boxcar, I believe, by Litchfield, and converted into maybe a Paymaster's car by the South Park or D&L&G. This kit will have a combination of etched parts, 3D plastic parts, with lettering for all three versions. Now we have also got funky trucks that were on the Denver, Leadville, and Gunnison variation of the car. They're available in brass and separate. Speaking of truly funky cars, the Lamoth Pipe Gon, South Park Lamoth Pipe Gon, I think it's a 27-foot car. The Lamoth cars were, to those who haven't read up on them or haven't had the pleasure, were cast iron pipes. Instead of having wood sills, they had these pipes that ran from end to end. There is a version, or there is a Lamoth car at I think the Nevada State Railroad Museum, the Carson, Colorado car. Very, very funky car. For 2025, the DNRG MOW flavor of the year is the water service car 4904. Followed by the next car is the Bill Meyer and Small 24-foot stock car that ran on the DNRG. Kind of very unique because it had the doors had steel bars in it that ran vertically. The DNRG bobber caboose also available, and the South Park bobber caboose / way car. Kits are the usual laser cut woods, 3D ABS, precision printed parts, injected plastic parts. The bobbers have cast brass pedestals and axles. You got your decals, wires, whatever. Full function kit available. I'd probably say in limited numbers, because it just, for some reason, that they're very esoteric in nature. So those are the kits that are coming out this summer. Trucks. So I've been producing trucks to go with the kits. Right now, we've got the CNS 4-foot rigid and ACNF arch bar trucks, UP swing beam and HO, Carter Brothers trucks, Thielsen trucks, the CNS and Pullman passenger trucks, DNRG 10-ton trucks, and the DNLG truck, which is there's a 3D image along the side there. In the last few weeks, I've also brought in SN3 26-inch Code 88 axles, kind of like the PBLs. It's a very narrow tread. They look great. I mean, they look great. They're NMRA standard, pointed ends. The new ones that are going to be shipped out in the next few weeks are the SN3 CNS rigids and the SN3 CNS 4-foot arch bars that were built by the CNS / ACNF for some of the Type 1s and Type 2 cars. These will come with the new axles and an etching. So they're equalizing, and there's an etching that snaps underneath the truck bolster that also maintains or supports the cast brass brake beams. So real easy, quick construction, tantamount to a like a snap together with full equalization. So those are coming out. The castings are in shop. The wheels are in the shop. The etchings are with FedEx. So hopefully in the next 24 hours, quite literally, I'll have them in shop, and then I'll get out the pre-orders in the next week or so. Yes, the locomotive program. Small runs in the 3 scales. Masons, the NPC 066 and the South Park 266s and 286s. And the NPC number 21, the cab forward with the marine boiler in it. Very funky, really a locomotive only a designer or a mother could love. Really pretty unique, kind of hard on the eyes, in my opinion. Colorado Midland P48 280, that's coming along well. These are all done in-house. Components are a mix of brass castings that were patterned in-house, printed in 3D wax, along with the components, the major components, which were etched nickel silver or brass and then laser cut. So we get the surface detail, plus we get the high precision of the side cuts. Everything is done to everything is done to the customer's requirements. I have, for example, I have one request. A customer wants a Mason lettered Colorado and Southern with electric headlight and a bear trap. It's whatever you want. It's whatever you want. So power to them. So getting back on the components, the image in the lower right is the Colorado Midland 280 frame. That's the first one out of the gate. It's a laser cut 1/16 brass with casting details. The bearing block is cast in white bronze and has a 4 millimeter ball bearing surface in it, ball bearing bearing in it. The image in the middle shows the gearbox that goes in it. So it's actually 3D printed, designed and 3D printed in jeweler's wax and then burned out in brass by Valley Brass. And the image on the left are some of the frames which were etched and then laser cut from 40 thou nickel silver and 64 thou brass. One thing that is also coming in the next in that etching shipment is I've been working on a compact HO3 style gearbox. It's a 40-to-1 that has a coreless motor with a flywheel, and it all assembles into one unit. So it's very compact. I'm also using it in the HO3 Masons. So it's really kind of it's a funky setup to enable the gearbox in an HO3 266 to fit over the center driver while supporting the weight of the front end of the locomotive. So as soon as I get that in, I'll get pictures up. It'll be up. I'll put them up on the Facebook page and the website, and I'll bring everything out to St. Louis. Drive systems. So drive systems have been quite popular. Everything is always under review, changing up some of the designs. We've come out with drives for West Side C16s and T12s, Balboa T12s, and Custom Brass and Balboa C21s, all in HO. Looking at increased reduction, even though it's not bad. It's like it's 2.4 to 1 is the current reduction. When you add that to the 24 or 26 to 1 reduction that come with the locomotives, it moves along okay. But for some locomotives, I think I'd like them to run a little bit slower. So I'm looking at a full 3 to 1 and even 4 to 1 reduction using 0.2 mod gears. So that's coming out probably in the fall. If there's more demand people are looking for it at St. Louis, then everything's on the table, and we'll discuss what people want and maybe move it ahead. As Russ mentioned, custom building and finishing. Been doing a fair amount of work in DCC and painting of existing locomotives, repairs. The K27 that you see there is actually a PFM, SN3 PFM, so it needed a complete interior, cab detail. It has a Tsunami with Keep Alive in the tender with a 6-pin TCS connection in the coal boards. The headlight in the image on the right has two 0402 LED lights in it, one for the headlight itself and one for the number board. And the other locomotive in the lower left is actually a conversion of a West Side HO3 C16, and that's an all new superstructure, all new tender top, fuel bunker, boiler, cab. Doing more and more of these. We're changing some of the designs to have more laser cut metals to make a slightly stronger, we'll call it fragile areas, like the sides of the running boards where people tend to pick the locomotives up. That one also has one of the C16 drives, and it has sound and lights in it. Real sweet little thing. Maybe you know, maybe 6 inches long, 5 inches long. And the locomotive in the sort of in the middle, upper middle, that's an 0-3 Silverton Northern number 34, converted from an 0-3 Balboa C21. Get a fair amount of requests for decals. I have probably for probably 40 or 50 different sets I've accumulated over the years. More recently, some of the more elaborate gold leaf and imitation gold lettering. So lots of people, or should say a few people, reach out to me for specific sets and custom lettering, and that's something that we can certainly do. I print some of it. Most of the time I send it out for printing by guys who have much more expensive printers than I have. And that's kind of it. I wanted to keep it short and sweet. Always open for questions, and really looking forward to seeing everybody and having a great time in St. Louis.